Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Worry No the Carry Last TV. So guys, in today's video I will be leaving for you guys how I will be watching it together with you guys. But before then, if you know you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell. Okay guys, see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.
Now pay attention. These three categories of people that I want to mention right now, this message goes to you. Number one, the doubting Thomas. People who felt that by the time Biafra is restored, there is going to be war between one another. Who is going to lead and who is not going to lead. Number two, those who have forgotten what we are fighting for. Number three is for the new generation who have just waking up to join the struggle. Majority of them are just shouting, "Oh hey Biafra, oh hey Biafra," but they don't know exactly what we are fighting for. They don't know exactly. Now with this video, you can be able to understand and put your thinking cap in place so that you can be able to understand and still keep resolute. Now, you're going to pay attention to the question being asked from the journalist. Now, pay attention to the response from Ohamadike Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It's very, very important that you pay attention to the response of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now, another way you're going to pay attention is the clarification of that response from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. Now, listen.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
Very weak.
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
This is exactly what he's trying to say here, that we are going to have freedom, equity, fairness, and justice, which, you know, present day we don't have that in Nigeria as it may be. And in Biafra system, we are going to practice a confederation. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have taught us this long time before now, but for the new generation who are waking up following this ideology of Biafra restoration, for them to understand exactly what we are doing here. This confederation that we're going to practice in Biafra land when Biafra is restored, you are going to have an independent countries. For example, the people of Igodomigodo, for example, they will be independent. You know what I'm saying now? The people of Niger Delta, or so-called Niger Delta, if I may use that word, that is coastal region, they are going to be independent. And so on the other part of the regions that comprise Biafra. So also our people in Kogi State, our people in Lower Benue, Cross River, River State, and etc., etc. And in this independent country or independent regions, they are so powerful. Then in the central authority, you have a limited power. And in this independent, you can produce the law that can guide you. So it is now depends on you to find a suitable law that is going to guide you. You understand what I'm saying now? That is to say that central government, central authority, has no interference into these independent countries or independent region. That is why it's titled here Biafran system, which is going to be a confederation. Now, when you talk about the mental capacity for us to be able to absorb and to always remember the target that we are focusing, this is the main target, Biafra restoration. When Biafra restored, what are we going to practice? These are the things that we are going to practice. Now, when you check here the definition of this confederation, when independent countries agree to work together for a common purpose or goal, for example, common good, economic improvement, military cooperation. Now, let's take assume now this military cooperation, each and every region is going to have their own separate military. You know what I'm saying now? In a sense that there is no way that this country can invade this country in Biafra land. Everybody is going to be independent. But if there is an external invasion, then with this agreement, with this military cooperation, we are going to form allies in order to fight these external enemies. Just for example, after the Second World War, the European Union have to have this confederation and make this ally so that they can be able to curtail or fight against anything that have to come up in order to fight against the Europeans. For example, what I'm saying. So this is the picture here. And now, when you talk about common good, everybody knows that happiness, etc., etc. That is what we're talking about. Then, when you talk about economic improvement had to do with a lot of infrastructure, which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say that there is going to be a 75 years template that is going to guide Biafra when Biafra is restored. And this, it means that for 75 years there is going to be improvement, economic improvement. You know what I'm saying now? It's going to be economic improvement for good 75 years. But before that 75 years, after the independence of Biafra, then, and the 10 years later, and say for example, the people of Igudumiguro decide to say that they want to have their own separate state out of Biafra, then they have the right to do that. But if that nobody decide to move away from this confederation, then we are going to create a lingua in a sense that we're going to create a language that is going to unify us all. You know what I'm saying now? So that we can be able to have and be able to go back to the way we are before the white man came. Now, with this confederation now, it is going to also clear some doubts, because there are a lot of people, as I'm speaking to you right now, who have doubts. If Biafra come, there is going to be war. Anambra will be dragging them. I want to be president. Somebody from Igoromigoro will drag them. I want to be president. Somebody from the River State, Cross River, Lower Benue, part of Kogi, etc., etc., want to be president. Now, these here have already given you the power to decide on your affairs. In a sense that, for example, I want to come to Igoromigoro to have a business there, and I have the money. But I cannot, with the law, which is going to guide everybody, I cannot have that business on my own without the indigene of that region fronting that business. In a sense that they will not say that I want to come to dominate them or this and that, because of what is flying out today, that Igbo wants to dominate the whole of Biafra. That is why these things, I take my time to present it this way, so that our people, the younger generation who are following what is going on, can be able to understand what we are doing here, so that if you are having a doubt that this Biafra is going to be something that's unimaginable, that is going to be war and etc., etc., region fighting region, that is not going to be something like that. Now, when we also talk about our clergy and the traditional rulers, presently they are now waking up. We encourage you to keep on working towards this direction, working towards the direction for the